Hello, hello, good afternoon. It's Monica from Life is Art, and this is the Thursday 4 p.m. demo at the Exploring the Shenandoah National Park online crop. Just got a frog in my throat as I started speaking. Awesome, awesome. That's the way you'll want it to go, right? So we are back doing our video again this afternoon on Facebook because I just want to make sure that it works and I don't want to faff about with it. So I just decided we would just go right straight to Facebook rather than dealing with YouTube. And so if you're joining me live, just say hello or howdy so I know you're here. If you're watching later on replay, you can say replay and drop a comment. I love to hear from you. And we are going to be doing a demo of a product. And this is a product that came out last month. And it's a perpetual calendar. And if you know anything about perpetual calendars, they're the kind of calendar that you can use year after year because it's for specific dates, not for specific days of a month. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's for specific dates throughout a year. So things like birthdays, anniversaries, I'm trying to think, like when you retire, things like that. Things that you want to remember every year. Maybe it's even you want to have a perpetual calendar of, on this month, I want to, check my rain gutters. On this month, we're going to, clean out the garage. And you're going to do them over and over, wash all the windows in the house one specific day. And you're going to put it on this perpetual calendar. So every year you'll get a reminder, a daily, yearly reminder of an event that's happening. And so I wanted to show you this kit because it's a really fun kit. You'll notice the box is kind of wide here. And I just got it the other day, so I'm excited. I've kind of only just opened it this afternoon, so to kind of familiarize myself with what's in it. So when you get one of these kits, you're going to get everything that you need to put it together. So you're going to have a Stampin' Spot. This one is the pretty peacock color, and that's gorgeous. So if you don't already have an ink pad, or say you want to give this to somebody as a gift and let them create it, if they don't have an ink pad, then it already comes with one. Now, because I already have the pretty peacock ink pad, I'm going to use this one because this one's not open yet and I could gift it to somebody else who could make use of it. So I'm going to just set that aside. And then you're also going to get instructions. Now these instructions actually came tucked in the back of this package here, which you'll see in a second. The instructions do not have written instructions. They're pictorial instructions, and that's good because this kit is available in a few different languages, and so they only need to do one set of instructions for the kit because the pictures work in any language. You're also going to get a stamp set, and this stamp set has the months written out, and so and they're all in the same font, all the months of the year. So they give you this handy little card, and if you want to learn a few languages, they've also got them in French and another language. Could be German, could be Dutch. And so that gives you an idea of the stamp set. So you got all the months. You also get a stamp block. So if you're gifting this to somebody who doesn't already craft, you get a stamp block in there that works with the little Stampin' Spot. And it's big enough for all the stamps that are included. And so we've got that. We'll put that aside. And then we get some embellishments. So on here, we've got, these are all stickers. So these are all stickers in different colors, little rectangles. Then there is also stickers for stamping the months. We also have some foliage stickers in various colors. I love this color combination. This is probably garden green and misty moonlight, and that looks kind of like crumb cake there. Nice combination. But then there's sort of this rose goldy coppery goodness happening on these bits of foliage. And then there's also some that look a little bit like they've been watercolored or alcohol inked, and those are gorgeous too. And those all came wrapped up in this nice sturdy little package here. So we're going to set those aside. And then the last piece that we have in this box, oops, forgot one, is the calendar itself. And you can see it's a good size. It's gorgeous. I'm going to take it out of the protective wrapping that it's in here. And this bag, if you take it apart carefully and you create the calendar, save the bag if you're going to give it to somebody as a gift, because you can put it right back in this nice protective wrapper if you're going to make it and then give it to them, as opposed to giving them the kit to make themselves. So let's get started making this calendar, and you'll see how fun and easy it is to put together. It's a really nice, sturdy, thick, hard front and back. It's got a lovely coil binding here in the same kind of color as the metallics. I love the front of this. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I love the little splattering and the foiling. And then when we open it up, now this has been designed so that it can hang. Let me just pull that across. The little hanger there was kind of tucked into the coil. So it's designed so that it can hang on your wall. And so when you turn that to the back, your first month is up. So of course you're going to have enough for all 12 months. And they're all printed with the 1 to 31 for January. February goes to 29 because you're never going to have more than 29. And you'll notice the circles are different colors. And they're just really pretty because you don't need a lot on here. Now you can jazz them up. You could add ribbon. You could add anything you want to it. But then the main part of this is that you're going to add in all your dates that you need to remember, your daily reminders throughout the year of those important things. Birthdays, anniversaries, retirements, anything that you want to remember on an annual basis. Hey Mom, nice to see you're watching. And Michelle's here too. Hello, hello. These are the really pretty colors. So let's start out with our first one, which will be January. And so you can see here, we've got the crumb cake circle is already there. Then we're going to add in one of the foiled, I'm pretty sure that's the foiled one. Let's grab it here. So we're going to be using one of the long leaves. Just getting my sights on which one it is. I think it's this one. So we're going to be using that one. And then from the foily ones, we're going to be using this leaf. So let's pull that one out first. And this is a sticker. So you're just going to want to be careful. That one's a little separate, but that's okay. We're going to pull these out because this is the outline. The thing that I've got stuck to my finger is the negative space. So just take your time as you go along. So delicate. I love how these are like probably laser cut. And then we're going to lay this on here, kind of letting it go outside the circle like that. And I'm going to stick this back on because you could use these and create kind of a negative of that leaf, right? You're going to waste not, want not. You could use all those little leaves as little touches on something else. So there's our first piece. Then we've also got on here this lovely leafy number. And actually, I have found when you're peeling stickers of leaves, start at the bottom of the stem and work your way up, because all of the leaves are going that direction. And so it'll be a lot easier. If you try pulling it from this side, they're going to try and rip off all those little leaves, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to kind of concentrate all of our stems together and then just stick that down. So easy with stickers, right? Who doesn't love crafting with stickers? Especially when they're pretty. I love that the foil are shiny. These ones have such variation in color. These ones are a solid color, and they are very matte. So you're getting different textures, different feels, different sort of weights as well. Some are really delicate, some are a little bigger. And then this one is going to kind of lay down there like that, off to the side. And then we need to get our, I was going to say title, but it's not the title, it's the month stamp. So we're going to be using, let me see, I think it looks like this. We're going to be using that sticker. And so we're going to be using a longer one on here. So some are short and some are longer. So we're going to be using a longer one. And you know what? I'm going to stamp it right on the sticker sheet. So let me just scooch this out of the way. Grab my stamp block. Get my January. And we're going to walk it off the carrier sheet. So all you do is lift and then kind of walk your fingers along it. And I always find it's easier to put your stamp down and let it relax for half a second and then pick it up with your block rather than trying to stick it on your block, because I just stuck that on there and it's pretty straight. But if I took it and I tried to put it on by hand, I would have a tendency, see how it kind of goes a little off? What happens is when you've pulled it off the carrier sheet, it may have gotten a little jiggledy-joggledy, and then you're also sticking part down and trailing along, trying to force it into a straight line. It's much easier to just let it sit and relax and then pick it up, and then it will be straight. It might not be straight on your block, but at least the stamp itself will be straight. Then, of course, instead of using the little Stampin' Spot, we're going to use my big one just because it's already open and I like to have the opportunity to share with other people. So we're going to ink this up. I should have seasoned it, but it should be okay. Now I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to my face so that I can line it up in the center and stamp it on down. There we go. And we close that up. Now, I could go ahead and just stamp all of them right now. If you're gifting this to somebody and they don't have a way to clean their stamp, the easiest thing is just to stamp it a few more times on a scrap piece of paper or on one of the pieces of chipboard that comes in the kit. They don't even have to have anything extra. And that will get enough of the ink off, right? It won't be like spotlessly clean, but it will get enough of the ink off that you can go ahead and do the next one. All your stamps are going to get stamped with the same color anyway. Okay, so now we're going to take our little strip here and our little strip for our January. And I think it might be easier if I kind of do it up in the air here. We're going to kind of do like a little, I was going to say a drop shadow, but it's actually going above. So a little up shadow. Now you should probably be able to stick that down with your fingers, and I probably could. But I'm going to use my tweezers just because. And what you're going to do is this is going to hide maybe some of the little awkwardness that's happening with the stems. And you just pick where looks good for you to stick it on, or you can follow the picture as well as you want. And there you go. You have now created your first layout embellishment for the January page in your perpetual calendar. Now, I love that there's a little bit extra space here. So something that you could do would be to add, say, there's somebody in your immediate family whose birthday is in January. You could have a nice little 3x3 photo of them there, kind of it's their month of honor, that sort of thing. Or you can add other decoration. You could think about the things that happen in January. So you could have something about New Year's there, anything you want, or just leave it the way it is, right? Now let's do one more, just because it's fun. We're gonna flip over to February, and if you're like me, sometimes you have a tendency to flip more than one page at a time, and that would be very disappointing. So you just want to double check. Now this one, I'm going to know that this is February because it ends on a 29. But just double check to make sure you're not flipping more than one page. But these are nice, good sturdy pages. So let's see. And I like how they also vary where the circles are. So that was January. So February, we're going to have, let me see. Oh, one of the big leaves is first. So let's grab this one. Again, we're going to start peeling from the stem and working our way up. I see there's some comments here. Yes, you can add. That's a very good idea. I can only see the comment. I can't see who said it. Let me scroll up. I see that Diane is here. Oh, so Diane is saying, don't forget to write down the year they were born, because it makes it easier to remember their age. Yes, you maybe don't necessarily need that for older people, but for kids especially, if you want to say, give them a card that emphasizes how old they are, happy 5th birthday or whatever, that's a great idea, Diane. Hey, Deborah, you're loving the foiling. Yes, it's so pretty. Yes, Anita, sticking the stamp down on your mat first and just letting it rest is such a good way to do it. Way back in the day when I learned that, I was like, that totally makes sense. If you had just got yanked out of somewhere, you'd want a minute to relax too. All right, so then we're also going to add in a foiled piece. Let me just double check. Yes, I think that's a foiled piece. And I think it's this foiled piece in particular. So again, we're starting at the stem end, which just naturally lifts this such pretty pieces. And this one's going to go right off the edge over here, like that. And then we also have a little spriggy from this one, and it's one of the ones that is green and has lots of little leaves. So this one. Now, I know some of you are like me and enjoy a good fussy cutting project, and some of you would rather do anything else but fussy cutting. But I wanted to point out to you, and I have done this before with stamps. You see we've removed this stamp here, or sticker, and we've removed this sticker here, but there's still an outline because they printed bigger than the cut. And if you leave this carrier sheet here and take your scissors, you can trim around that outline and have a whole nother little branchy goodness. Did you know that? And stick it as an outline on something else. Totally can do it. I have done it before, and it's fun. All right, now for this one, I think we're going to be using the crumb cake color according to this. Now you can mix and match any way you want. It's your calendar. You can do as you please. And then let's come in with our sticker, and this looks like, we're using the same size. But the way to check, really, is to take your stamp, and because it's a clear stamp, you can hold it on top of the thing. And here I'm holding it over the little one and it's overhanging. So you know you have to use one of the bigger stickers for the word for February. But some of them, like May, July, they're going to be using the smaller ones. So that's how you can check. Just hold it up there. That's also how I check to cut paper that I'm going to stamp on. I want to make like a little banner. I just put it down on my mat and I say, okay, it's going to need to be this size by this size. And because it's clear, it's easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our January off. And if you want to recall where it was on the sheet, you can just put your stamp set back on to the printed one, and then that will tell you, oh, this is where January was. Just like that. Okay? And then we're going to move to February. Now, if you have in your possession microfiber cloth, you can get it wet and you can wash your stamps with that. You can also use a baby wipe, but you need to make sure that it's alcohol free. So we're going to let that sit for half a second, and then we're going to pick it up with our block. Now the blocks that you get in the kits and in the paper pumpkin kits, they're not the same blocks as the ones that you would buy from Stampin' Up, okay? These are made thinner, and it's only one size, because it's just, some people might only ever use it the one time. So it's not made to be the best ever. It's adequate. So if you try one of these kits and you're like, ooh, I like stamping, and I don't have any blocks, I would recommend that you get the regular blocks because they're a little easier to hold and they're nicer to work with. So that's a little tip there too. So we've got February, and we're going to stamp it. The other thing is, if you accidentally get ink on your block, just take a tissue or a cloth and just wipe it off before you stamp, and that will ensure that you don't get ink in weird places. So if I stamped this and I had ink and I got it, you know, stuck on one of the other ones that I haven't used yet, I would be sad because then I wouldn't have it later. It would be all inky. But if you just wipe it off, just with a dry cloth, then you'll be fine. I always do that. I'll always check and make sure I didn't get ink in weird places because I've done it many times. Hey, Barbara. Nice to see you're watching. Okay, so we've got our stickers here. Let's bring our calendar back in. We're going to be using our crumb cake little strip here. I love that these are stickers. You don't even have to mess around with glue dots or foam dots or anything. And you probably wouldn't want to put anything too dimensional in here because you know, it's a calendar, so it's got to close, and you don't want anything getting stuck or falling off or bulky. Plus, you got to write in here. So this time we're going to do our shadow or our accent to a different direction. Let's see if I can do this without using tweezers. And then we're going to go ahead and stick that on here, maybe right about there. February. How pretty is that? So we've done 2 already, and frankly, you can do it a lot faster than what I'm doing because I'm doing a lot of chit-chatting. But isn't that a pretty calendar? And as you go through, you're going to see that there are all sorts of different circles, different colors, and they're in different positions as you work your way through. Just always remember when you're turning the pages to double check that you've only got one. It might not even be a bad idea to go through with sticky notes and mark each one and make sure there's 12, and that way you know, go to the next sticky note, go to the next sticky note. Because, you know, once you get it all stuck together and then you realize you've made an oopsie, you'll be sad. So we have all 12 months going all the way through, and then you get to the end like that, and then we've got our lovely cover here. And for those of you who are card makers, this is a great thing because you can put all the different dates you need to remember, and that will, you can look at it the month or month and a half ahead. Get your cards ready, get them all addressed up, ready to pop in the mail, and help us keep on track, because sometimes we make those, what are they called? New Year's resolutions, and we say, okay, we're going to send out, cards to all my friends this year. And then it works for the first month, and then you sort of get sidetracked. But if you have this lovely calendar hanging on the wall in your kitchen or in your craft room or, by your desk where you keep things, then you will be able to stick with that resolution because it's just right there, right handy. And look at that. What a fun calendar. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this Perpetual Beauty calendar sort of come together. We only did 2 months, but I think that gives you a good idea of what you're doing. And it's also a great project for somebody who has limited supplies. Think about kids away at college or grandparents, or, even this would be great for somebody who lives in a senior's home, for a new mom. Like, so many different people could make use of this. And I think it's a great kit, and you could use it for all sorts of different things. It doesn't just have to be for birthdays. All right, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and we will be back on at 7 o'clock this evening for Chat and Craft. And if you've never joined us for Chat and Craft, don't hesitate. Just click on over. It's just a Zoom session. Whoever drops in, drops in. You don't have to join right at 7 o'clock. And we're usually on till about 11 o'clock at night. So anytime between 7 and 11 Eastern Standard Time, that's where I live, in the Eastern time zone, Eastern Standard. Just join us. We're just chatting, crafting, showing what we're making, having some fun, talking about who knows what. The topics are varied. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. We'll see you again soon. Toodaloo. Bye.